Yo, very fast, right? That from my previous video, right, I jump back right over here to talk about more stuff lah. You're not on frame freeze. I just say already. This is what usually my friend call me for being a stone face. I just say all that like that. I just like to think about life, like instead of like getting into like really silly kind of a political kind of issues, office political issues, stupid jokes which I don't actually find funny because I got a super weird sense of humor. I laugh at very easy stupid jokes but can't laugh at really like high class classy kind of jokes. Yeah, see, me talking to myself, I can even laugh already. That's how the stupidest, silliest kind of a joke of how I can laugh about something that I can actually find funny about. That last game of back to talking about Dota, that last game of me playing as the Wraith King, how do I actually think about it? Yeah, it's basically based on the previous video it's those like stupid moment that put me onto a devastating moment. And then besides that, I think we're pretty much good to go. And then in terms of items, like super hard to get. Offlane want to take items from Korea, mid lane want to take items from Korea, everyone want to take things from Korea. And then I think the order of how I actually put myself into the mentality of where to farm, when to farm, that kind of stuff still is not in order yet. I still don't feel right. I think that the order during like especially towards the mid game and the late game, right, I need to think of like have the mentality of thinking which lanes can I go to from there, and then I start to think because I talk about the normal way when during the early game is basically I play one style. So way before this, I actually also talk about being like super basic, me playing onto the Dota, like keeping things like super basic. I want to like put myself into a position whereby I can play super basic. So right now over here, I want the early game to play that one style, which is to push and then go to NC, and then at the same time all the other variables, and then me probably towards the late game in terms of how I farm, in terms of where I should be standing, in terms of whenever I want to farm up basically, which is a big portion of like during the game itself, is to look at lanes first. Like okay, I can spend minimum I don't know how much of a minimum, but I need to look at lanes. Yes, probably may need to even AFK and stand at the ground and think which lane should I be standing. Miss those CS, fuck it man, MMR doesn't even matter, fucking matter. Like my English, the momentum I would say is pretty lousy, but let's put that aside, let's focus on the good stuff. Yes, the Dota stuff. I think that I need to basically look at lanes before I actually hit to the jungle lah. I need to, like in terms of like walking and then going to the jungle, that kind of stuff, it's pretty hard. It's pretty rough. Should I jungle and then go to lane, or lane and then I'm thinking. What should I do? Lane first or accommodate with basically what am I thinking, right? is that if there is like a lane, right, that I can play on, do I go to the lane straight and then play, or I can just conveniently farm a few jungle creeps and then head to a lane at the same time going to the lane. I'm thinking about that. It's pretty rough, you know. Okay, let's put this a point. Like when the conditions set, right, is like super absolute. Like a lot of heroes is showing I have the sense of emergency, sense of urgency to go to the lane and then play on the lane. If the conditions are not absolute, I can conveniently farm the convenient camps, jungle camps, and then head to the lane up. Okay, that's how I actually gonna play. So we settled one playstyle for the early game, and then we have the mid game, and then we also have the team fight aspects, which is basically always look at the team and then look at the condition of my status of whether am I like strong, whether am I strong to play with them or not. And if not, right, I don't join, or I try to play on the side lanes, play on the lanes, push out and then farm until the condition meet, and then I ask the question again, do I want to fight? What kind of conditions do I want to fight? So I want to categorize two types of like fighting scenarios with my teammates. So scenario number one, right, I think will be saying it's like a very convenient and favorable spot. I will just join in, and then we have the number two type, which is things are very confusing and then I don't really understand. Okay, I will just look at the fight until, okay, let's make this condition super easy for us. Okay, let's put it super easy for us. So the condition is I need to look at the fight first, and then once I understand, then I decide whether I want to fight or not. Okay, that's how I do it. Then from there I can point out like different linings on when I actually want to fight, and then from there I see how lah. Like wow, a lot of things based on feeling already. I think during those kind of scenarios we need to use based on a lot of like our feelings, my own feelings already. Checking the timer is like 7 minutes plus. Yeah, I think pretty much a bit brain dead at this point of time, so not much of a things to say already, but just peace out and then have fun, boys. Ciao. Thanks for watching.